Hi, welcome to Movie Review Mom. Today, the movie I'm reviewing is The Current War. The movie is rated PG-13. It's 1 hour and 47 minutes. And the movie review mom grade that I gave it is a C. Wah, wah. Sadly, it's inspired by true events, but this drama was originally supposed to be released in the USA back in November of 2017. But because of the Harvey Weinstein scandal and the whole Me Too movement, it was sold and rescheduled. It explores the race to enter the modern world, electricity. But considering the topic, the movie should be more electrifying. Unfortunately, it's surprisingly dark and boring and looks like it was kind of passed from, I don't know, studio to studio or director, and it just needed some work. First, some quick tips for parents. Kids are going to be bored out of their minds, and unfortunately, some adults will be also. I do really like how Thomas Edison taught his son Morse code. They show that at the very beginning of the movie. And I've been trying to learn Morse code lately as well. And it's really hard to keep all the little dots and dits all straight. I'm learning it for my ham radio technician's license. Well, I have a technician's license, but if I want to advance and get a general license, I actually have to know Morse code. Whatever, I'm a nerd. So anyway, I just liked that they had that little language in common. And I think it is kind of a fun thing to share or to teach or to learn with your kids. So for whatever that's worth, I actually found a YouTube channel called The Ham Whisperer, and he offers a series of videos where he teaches you like 2 or 3 numbers and letters with each little YouTube, and then does a review and a little quiz, and it's actually pretty fun. So wish me luck and have fun if you want to go for it too. Back to tips for parents. You can see a man hang to death, so that's kind of yucky for kids to watch. There's some profanity. A horse gets electrocuted and a man dies. So, there's the hanging, the death, and then there's some other death stuff going on as well. Some interesting themes to talk to your kids about are competition and how competition can actually make us better because we try a little harder. We step it up when we know we have to compete with somebody, right? Determination and how if you have a goal, you can be persistent and focus on the end goal. And that way, when obstacles come, and they will, you'll be able to conquer them. That's an important lesson for kids and adults to learn. And then just having vision. And you learn a little bit about history as well, which I think is really meaningful. It brings history to life, not as well as I wished it had, but you learn a little bit about history and that whole movement of getting electricity into the world, and certainly in America where it originated and took place, this big race. Anyway, some things that I really liked are, who doesn't adore Benedict Cumberbatch? He's awesome. His performance is excellent, as always, although his American accent actually needs a little bit of work, which is surprising because he's such a great actor. Some of the accents in the movie, not just his, but others, both Americans trying to do British accents and British actors trying to do American accents. There was a little bit of a disconnect and just a little bit of a distraction, I think. He and Benedict Cumberbatch, by the way, he and Tuppence Middleton last worked together in the movie The Imitation Game back in 2014. It's a much better film than this one. And also you learn about history and the invention of the computer. Really well done movie. I actually enjoyed that. Michael Shannon is such a superb actor. I enjoy him in everything. And he's quite a bit of a chameleon, I think, too. He's believable as a good guy, as a bad guy, as a modern day man, as a, olden time old guy back in period pieces. I just think he's fantastic. Louis Ashburn Serkis is the son of Andy Serkis, who's an incredible actor who grabbed our attention with his motion caption work in The Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers as Gollum, or all of the Lord of the Rings movies. Anyway, I'm so fascinated by him and love watching his career and now his son's career. some interesting and creative camera angles are used. And I like it when directors try to show us something that we haven't seen before. Some were better moments than others. And some people actually thought this attempt at camera angles and perspective was actually distracting. I thought it was interesting. It was okay. But again, some moments are definitely better than others. I really liked the bird's eye view of some of the United States cities. That was kind of cool, especially to see what it would have looked like back then. And I enjoyed learning about the power behind Niagara Falls. I actually got to cross something off of my bucket list this summer, in fact, when I saw Niagara Falls for the very first time. And if you haven't gone, you really need to go. It's super impressive. And in fact, there's a little museum that you can go to on the American side that teaches you a little bit about what that area looked like, as well as how it's evolved. And what's interesting is the American side is not nearly as commercialized as the Canadian side. And I would have thought it would have been reversed. But what happened is the American side had built all of these just ugly buildings and blocked the view and just made it very, very unattractive. And so finally, I think it was Teddy Roosevelt stepped in and said, this is a natural wonder. We need to protect this. And so that was part of the beginning of creating national parks and protecting it. And so you see a few buildings, as you drive up to the area, there's a parking lot and, some buildings where you need to go to get in to see or participate in various attractions. For example, the Maid of the Mist, where you go on the boats and they give you this little poncho and you drive up as close as they will allow you safely to get to the falls, and you're getting water all over you. That's super fun. And then another attraction that we did is called the Cave of Winds, where you get another poncho and you walk on these kind of like a boardwalk with steps and ladders and planks and viewing areas. And you actually can reach your hand out and touch the water coming down from one of the falls. So I thought Niagara Falls originally was one fall. It's actually a series of falls. And so I got to touch and put with my hand and my foot one of the falls and just get totally drenched. It was really, really fun. Anyway, I highly recommend that. And I have a few little pictures here that you can see. I love it when you can learn more about what happens to the people in the movie at the end when they share pictures and text on the screen, which they do at the end of this movie. So, like I said, it's educational. Spider-Man fans will get a kick out of seeing Tom Middleton, and he does a pretty good job. Needs some work on his accent as well. Catherine Waterston gives a great performance as Marguerite Westinghouse, the strong and very persuasive wife behind many of George Westinghouse's decisions, well, at least according to Hollywood. So there's some female empowerment moments going on in this movie. And I thought Nicholas Hoult did a really good job as Nikola Tesla. Poor Nikola Tesla, literally. And fans of Nikola Tesla will just be upset when they see how he got the short end of the stick, not only in this movie, but in life. And it was interesting to see all of these big names and big thinkers of the time coming together. Thomas Edison, Nikola Tesla, Westinghouse, J.P. Morgan. So it was really fun to watch their interplay. So now a few things that I didn't really like is that again, science purists will be upset that Thomas Edison is the one who's spotlighted as the American hero of electricity when Serbian Nikola Tesla was truly the originator. So that might bother you. The timeline's also a bit wonky if you're a stickler for facts and real history. And the script itself is kind of sloggy. I don't know if that's a word. I don't know if I made that up, but that's kind of how the movie feels. Just feels sloggy. There's some very choppy editing, and there are even some monotonous background sounds in many scenes that were super annoying and almost gave me a headache. I don't know what was up with that. Anyway, the whole movie just kind of feels like a little drudgery, and which is such a sad statement considering this movie should be electrifying and it could have been so much better. Anyway, that's my 2 cents. That's about what you paid. You didn't even pay that. My movie reviews are free. Anyway, thanks for subscribing and thanks for supporting my channel. I really appreciate it. I hope you have fun at the movies. Bye for now.